Hello and welcome to the Potty Mouth Preacher, transforming women's minds, bodies, and souls, one F-bomb at a time. I am Lisa Czak, your host. Today we are talking about how God will give you a way up and out of any temptation that the devil tries to put in your way. As always, we are going to start by helping you shift gears. I know you got a lot of roles you're playing in your life, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things weighing you down. So take the next couple minutes to just simply close your eyes if you're able to. Give me 3 deep cleansing breaths in. Just let that shit out. Pretend like your device has a trap door on the back of it, and with each exhale, you are exhaling out all the doubt, fear, anxiety, frustration, shame, anger, all the roles that you play in your life, responsibilities that you have, that you're happy to play, that you're happy to perform. Sometimes you just want to focus on you, and that's what you're going to do in here. So letting go of your responsibilities as employer, employee, student, all the roles you play in your life as mom, wife, daughter, grandma, granddaughter, niece, all of those. Just let them out on the outside of your device so you can focus on just you in here for once. And take 3 more deep cleansing breaths in. Again, let that shit out. You don't need to hang on to all of that. All of those thoughts that aren't serving you, make sure you exhale those out also. And set your intention for how you want to feel while you're watching this and when you're done watching and listening to this. So maybe you want to feel empowered. Maybe you want to feel at peace, calm, right? So you're setting your intention for how you're going to feel after you leave this experience. And give me another deep cleansing breath in, letting it out. Open up your eyes and welcome back to the Potty Mouth Preacher. So today's episode is about something that happened to me personally on my 80-pound weight loss journey. And now I see it play out with my clients. It just happened recently, so it's fresh on my mind. So when I was on my 80-pound weight loss journey, I had a trainer that I hired because I need a lot of hand holding. That's still true today, by the way. I still have a personal trainer. And I really struggled. Cheesecake Factory was the belly of the beast for me. I would go there. The bread alone, right? They put that bread down. They have that delicious brown bread with the things on top. And it was honestly the belly of the beast for me, right? I would eat baskets of bread before I started with my trainer, before I was on my 80-pound weight shedding journey. I have to correct myself there because weight loss, forget about weight loss. You are never going to lose weight again. What? She's smoking crack again? You are never going to lose weight again because losing implies that it's valuable. You think that 80 pounds that I lost was valuable to me? No. You think I ever want to find it again? No. So you shed weight. You are no longer losing weight. So look at me having to correct myself, right? Anyway, while I was on my 80-pound weight shedding journey, that Cheesecake Factory, I would be like, and my friends always wanted to go there, right? I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and we would meet for lunches, and we always would go there. Well, on my birthday that year, when I think by that point I had lost maybe 50 pounds, And I was still tempted though, right? I am a sugar addict. I was a sugar addict. I wouldn't say I'm a sugar addict anymore, though. I will say that. I do. Like people say, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once you're fat, you'll always be fat, right? Once a sugar addict, always a sugar addict. That is not true. You don't want to identify with your affliction, right? You don't want that to identify you. Like when I was an addictions counselor and when I worked with people who had seriously mental illness, paranoid schizophrenic, I would get really upset and I would correct people who said, in the medical field, I would be correcting doctors when they'd say, we have a paranoid schizophrenic coming in. I'm like, no, we don't. I have a client who is experiencing paranoid schizophrenia. See the difference? You don't want to become your label. That's a whole nother episode that we could do, right? Not becoming your label. So I was still tempted by sugar. Let's put it that way. Okay. It was still tempting me. And I was sitting there made it through the bread basket. I think they ate the bread before I got there so that I wasn't tempted with that. But I knew it was birthday time and I knew probably a cheesecake or two was going to be showing up at the table. And I was feeling very weak, meaning in my spirit, right? I was feeling like if a temptation showed up, I didn't know that I'd be able to handle that temptation. I was not confident at all that day sitting there at Cheesecake Factory, even though I skipped the bread, right? I had some kind of green tea. I think they had the delicious green tea there. And I had something off the skinny menu. Have you ordered off the skinny menu at Cheesecake Factory? It's fabulous, actually. So I was feeling really good. I knew. And I also was still in people pleasing mode, right? I didn't want to have to say to my friends, don't order the don't order the cheesecake for me, right? For my birthday. I knew they were going to sing to me, but because I was still very much in people pleasing mode. I hadn't done all the work that I do now that I help you with in healing people pleasing. That's again, we'll tackle people pleasing on a whole nother episode. I have a whole list of episodes we're going to be doing. So my heart started racing. I got like a lump in my throat. I feel like I even started shaking. And I thought, what am I going to do? Like, we're done with the entree. I know what's coming next. And how am I going to get out of this? And I can't deal with it right now, though, right? So I went into the bathroom and I texted my trainer. And I said, I was actually in tears at that point. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? The cheesecake is going to come. And what am I going to do? How am I going to get through this? Like, I feel so weak right now. All I'm doing is resisting everything that I actually really want to eat. And I can't do this today. I'm not in a good emotional place. I can't do this. And he sent me, he'd never done this before. I knew that he was a believer. I knew that he believed in God and Jesus. In case you're listening, you don't know what that means. A believer means that you believe in God and Jesus. And I knew that he lived by faith. I knew that he went to church. And I was Catholic at the time. And he sends me this. And I'm sitting there on the toilet on my phone, shaking, crying, thinking, how am I going to get through this? What am I going to do? Looking for a window. Is there a window in the bathroom I can crawl out of? And I'd rather be a missing person right now than have to go out there and deal with the cheesecake that's coming that I want so bad, that I'm just like jonesing for. I was like a crack addict, right? It was my heroin. It was my crack. It was my cocaine. Like, I needed it in that moment. I thought, I need this. Like, I can't possibly get through this lunch without cheesecake. And it's my birthday. Like, I deserve it, right? How many times, drop in comments, how many times have you done that, right? It's my birthday. I deserve it. Okay. So he sends me this in response to me. I don't think I can say no to this cheesecake. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. And I'm sitting there on the toilet in the bathroom of the Cheesecake Factory going, what the fuck? What is this? I think I texted him back. I'm like, that's a really nice scripture. How the fuck does that help me right now? I still have to go out there and endure the cheesecake. The whole happy birthday to you. Here's some crack for you. Yeah. How does that help me? I was so mad at him. I was like, this is not helpful in any way to me. So I leave the bathroom, and as I'm leaving the bathroom, my phone rings. And it says C's School, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton School. That was my daughter's school at the time. Her school had never called me. She had never called me from school. So I'm panicking, right? Suddenly, cheesecake doesn't matter at all anymore because I'm thinking, oh my God, what? My heart's really racing and I really have a lump in my throat and a pit in my stomach thinking something is wrong with my precious baby. She was 10 at the time. Right? So I get there and I say to my friends, and the cheesecake had not arrived yet. And I said to them, I have to go. C's is calling me. I have to go. Eliana is in trouble. I don't know what's going on. I have to go. So I answer the phone as I'm walking out the door and it's, hi, Mom. It's Ellie. I'm like, okay, you sound really happy. Why are you calling me from school? And how do you even have access to a phone, right? She just walks up to the phone in the classroom and makes a call. I don't even know. And she's like, hey, Mom, I just want to make sure that you bring, it was some snack she wanted me to bring to dance after school. That's why she was calling. By this time, I'm already in the car, right? Halfway to school, speeding, at risk of getting a speeding ticket or getting into an accident because I think something's wrong with her. When it hits me like this, I actually had to pull off the side of the road and I start sobbing. And Catholics do this, and that's what I did. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. You gave me a way up and out. You knew I could not endure this today. You knew that this temptation was so strong. You knew that the devil himself was saying, it's your birthday. I know you want cheesecake. You've already lost 50 pounds, Lisa. You can have some cheesecake. It's not going to hurt anybody. And God gave me a way out. And it's always through my daughter too. I feel like anytime stuff like this happens, he uses my daughter in ways like this. It's miraculous to me. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm having a mother-daughter retreat in May in the Caribbean. My daughter and I are leading the retreat because mothers and daughters were such powerful forces, right? Not even the devil himself can interfere with that bond. Even after you die, like my mom died, and I still have this amazing, strong bond. Like her words come to me, the feelings that I felt with her in childhood that got me through really hard times of not having any friends or being afraid, no one's going to come to my party, those kind of feelings. I still feel her strong in me. And as women, especially when we have daughters, it's so powerful when we come together as a group and we heal. We heal all the trauma inside. And it's trauma like what I was talking about, right? Like no one's going to come to my party, things like that. Anyway, God is always using me. And this retreat, Worthy Woman Wellness Retreat that we're taking women on, it was a seed that she planted in my brain. And I want other mothers and daughters to experience healing alongside of each other, growing alongside of each other in a beautiful, serene setting where we're being pampered and doted on, and also challenging ourselves in different ways. And most importantly, healing what needs to be healed. after Worthy Woman Wellness Retreat is over, you are still going to get my support and guidance and the Worthy Woman Wellness accountability group. We're going to meet monthly so that you stay on track. I don't want you just in this little bubble for 4 nights and 5 days in the Caribbean, and then you go home to all your bad habits again and go back to your old ways. No, you are going to get me for a whole year. And this whole idea of that I wasn't strong enough, right, to overcome this temptation was crazy. I mean, I was strong enough to bring a child into the world after 6 years of infertility treatments, 11 IVFs, over $70,000. Why could I not? Why did I think I couldn't overcome cheesecake, right? That's the state that we get ourselves into. And it was such a lesson for me. And I was recently reminded of this because I see this happen in my clients over and over again. But this one particular client, she hired me because she thought she'd never be able to stop ordering Instacart. In my last episode, watch my last episode on how to stop binging, because I referred to her in that we got together, she hired me. She thought she'd never be able to overcome ordering Instacart every single night, right? Enormous amounts of junk. I say junk, not junk food. There's junk and then there's food. Junk is not food. So I say junk. And guess what? She overcame that really quickly too, much quicker than she thought she would. Then the craving kept happening, just like what happened to me, right? When I was on my weight shedding journey, I was able to stop eating cheesecake, stop eating sugar, right? That would happen super quick, just like it did with my client. But the craving lingered, right? The temptation, the devil was kind of lingering around going, ooh, here you go. Here's some nice junk for you. Here's some whatever it is that you crave, right? So the craving hung around a little longer. And I used to be an addictions counselor. This is very common, right? They stopped using heroin. They stopped snorting cocaine. They couldn't do that at the treatment center the rehab center where I worked. That didn't mean that the craving wasn't still there. The craving was still there. The craving kind of lingers. You have to heal that craving. And so then we healed the craving. We healed that with my client, just like I healed that with myself. The craving was gone. So then what happens, you take away the actual drug, right? Instacart, junk in her case, cheesecake in my case, sugar. You take away the craving for the drug, again, cheesecake, junk, sugar, whatever it might be. Then you get to the root of what is really going on. And in her case, the reason she was ordering Instacart, the reason she had the craving still hanging around was because underneath all of that, which was hiding underneath the fat, just like my book here, Portal Tears, Drowning the Demons Beneath the Fat to Keep the Weight from Coming Back, there's demons that are living underneath that fat, right? Think about it. It's very dark. It's very heavy. Fat is heavy, right? You are literally heavy. And it's darkness. If you've ever seen fat, it even looks dark. It's very dense. So underneath all of that was her feeling as though, like feeling lonely, right? This feeling of loneliness. How am I ever going to get past this feeling of loneliness? I'm never going to have anyone in my life. I'm always going to be alone. I'm always going to be sitting here on holidays feeling desperate and alone to share my holiday with somebody special. Maybe that's you. If that's you, drop a heart in comments. By the way, be the first person to actually comment in this episode, and I'll send you a free copy of Portal Tears, a free signed copy in the mail. Yeah. Okay. Be the first to comment. Go ahead. Do it right now. And anyway, so for her, it was this feeling of loneliness. So one of the things that I give my clients, you get to text me in Voxer. It's a texting app 24/7. So I don't answer 24/7, but it's available to you 24/7. And it happened to be over Easter. And so the next day I look and all I see is I did something bad or something bad happened. And I was like, oh no. Like I was thinking she ordered Instacart again. That's what I was thinking, right? And so I'm going through her entire Voxer, conversation that she was having with telling me what was going on, and it had nothing to do with Instacart. It had nothing to do with that. She didn't do that. It had nothing to do with cravings either. She wasn't even craving it. It had to do with feeling lonely and desperate on a holiday, thinking she's never going to have anybody special to share a holiday with. And so you see how there's like different levels to healing, right? There's different levels. You think it's just about the food. You think, if only I could stop, ordering Instacart, binging on Instacart. So you do that. Oh, if only I could stop craving Instacart, craving junk. Okay, you get rid of that. You heal that. Then it's, if only I could stop feeling lonely, which was at the root of why she was even binging, why she was even ordering all that junk, eating all that junk. Maybe you can relate to this. Do you have this in your own life? You can't stop eating nachos. You can't stop drinking wine at night. You can't stop fill in the blank, right? You got to get to the root. Get rid of that first. I help you with that. Healing. And then get rid of the craving. And then find out what's really happening underneath there. This is how we're going to do it on Worthy Woman Wellness Retreat in May also. We're going to find that one thing that you've been trying for years to get past or over, right? That you keep stopping and starting. I just had an episode on that, how to stop starting. Go back and listen to that one. I think it's episode 17. We're going to go deep on the retreat on this though. Like I said, this retreat is not a vacation. It's a transformation. And if you can transform alongside of your daughter or alongside of your mom or somebody who is a mom figure to you, when you think about it, we are all daughters, right? We all have mothers. Whether you talk to her or not, it doesn't matter. We are all daughters. So even if you're not bringing your mom, even if you don't talk to your mom, even if you never even met your mom, you're a daughter. And this retreat is for you. Because first and foremost, you're a daughter of God. So you don't need a perfect mother or a perfect father in this world because you're a daughter of God who's always perfect. He is your perfect father. I want to bless all, not just mothers for Mother's Day, but women, because we are so powerful. We are life givers. And the one thing we all have in common is we are all daughters. We all have a mother, whether we talk to her or not. And so for Mother's Day, I am offering, bring your mother, your daughter, your BFF, your granddaughter, your mother-in-law, your daughter-in-law, your aunt, any woman in your life that has had a significant impact on your life. Bring her on Worthy Woman Wellness Retreat for the price of one. 2 women for the price of 1. Click the link below. I have limited spots for this and it's going away soon. It's not going to last. May 1st, this is done and over with. So click the link below. 2 for 1 Mother's Day special Worthy Woman Wellness Retreats in the Caribbean. You are worth it. Anyway, back to my client who was really lonely, okay? So as I'm reading this, remember, I'm reading this a day later. So there's nothing that I could do for her because it was already a day later because it was on Easter and I don't go into Voxer. I don't do any work because I have boundaries and I put on my own oxygen mask first, episode 2, if you haven't listened to that yet. because I understand, right, the value of that. And I also understand the value of clients needing to go in and just vent and say what's going on. So I'm reading through all these texts, and I don't want to read it because I don't want to give away her personal stuff. But her one text was heartbreaking to read because you could feel the desperation in her, that she thought she would die from this feeling of loneliness. The way she could feel it in her body, because I've taught her to do that. That's one of the things that I'm going to teach you to do on the retreat, because our bodies are God's temple. God talks to us through our bodies. And so we got to start listening to what our bodies are telling us. And her body was telling her that I'm going to die. I'm going to die. This is so horrible. I can't take this loneliness. I can't bear it. And she still was not tempted, though, to order Instacart, and she still didn't crave Instacart. So you see the miracle that was happening here? So suddenly, just as she says, I can't take this anymore, I don't know what I'm going to do, the phone rings. Just like what happened to me at Cheesecake Factory. And it's a friend that she doesn't talk to very often. And this friend decided at that moment in time to call her. That's what we call a God moment. That's what we call what I read to you in 1 Corinthians. God gave her a way up and out. He knew that she could not bear it anymore. He knew it. He knew the devil was strong, right? The devil was working his magic in there, his black magic in there. And he gave her a way out. And that phone call saved her. That phone call, I mean, her friend thought she called, right? We know God was really calling, though. Jesus was like, oh, we gotta intervene here. And that phone call changed everything for her. She no longer felt lonely. She no longer had that desperate feeling like she was going to die. It changed everything. So I want you to remember that particular scripture in your life, no matter what you're going through in life. It might not be food. A lot of people that listen to my podcast have messaged me and said, I don't have a weight problem. I don't have a food problem. I don't have an eating problem, right? They have other issues that they're going through. Maybe you can't stop fighting with somebody in your life, somebody close to you. Maybe somebody close to you is hurting you, or you're in a toxic situation in your job and you think you cannot bear it one more day. Remember to pray for results, not comfort. And if you pray, and God will give you a way up and out of whatever situation that you find yourself in. So I usually do celebrations right after shifting gears. I realize I just started right in on this because I'm still so excited about this miracle that happened for her. And I want you to notice the miracles in your life, right? And the celebration, of course, I'm celebrating the fact that I have this amazing client who has healed ordering Instacart, healed craving it, right? Not just ordering it, but craving it. Healing a craving is a whole nother level. Again, we're going to dig deep on that on Worthy Woman Wellness Retreat. So my celebrations, she healed ordering Instacart, healed doing the action. She healed the craving. And then she went even deeper and healed what was underneath the craving. And what I'm really celebrating, though, my main celebration is praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. Praise Him for giving her and giving you a way up and out of any situation in your life, any circumstance, any feeling, any thought. Your soul work this week, I want you to start praying for results and not comfort. I want you to start noticing the miracles that are happening in your life, the things that you think you can't bear at all, and what happens to get you up and out. Either you find a way to get through that temptation, through that circumstance, through that situation, or God gives you a way out. So those are your 3 soul works. If I had to repeat it, I couldn't, because something weird happens to me when I'm speaking to a group of people, a group of women. Even in this podcast, my amazing producer, Steve Demetrius at Soundbreaker Media, if you ever need an audiobook guy, or if you ever need to produce a podcast, he's your guy. Anyway, he noticed that. He was like, in the beginning, when I first started doing my podcast, I'd have my iPad out and I'd have all these notes and I'd be, kind of referring to it. And there was a lot of cuts he had to make, right? Because I would keep stopping and starting in between sections. And now I just flow. Now I say what I say, my only prayer before I speak to anybody, before any sessions, before I do anything, is tell me the words that this person needs to hear. Use me, God. So let's just celebrate God and the way he works in our life without us even knowing, and a lot of times without us even asking, right? So, and as always, remember, you are worth it. Oh, wait. Normally I end with that, but I want to end with registration is closing for Worthy Woman Wellness Retreats. Click the link below because you got to grab this spot. We're not coming back here again. This is a one-time thing. I want to see all you mamas and daughters on that retreat with my baby and I.